Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Three Dads and a Console. Not every parent can stay up to date on the latest video game news that you need to know about, so we try to do that for you weekly. The show is kid-friendly, so no earmuffs needed. And before we get started, just make sure to rate us on Apple iTunes, your podcast platform of choice, and check out our YouTube, which you can see right now. You can see our smiling, beautiful faces. I haven't shaved. My room's a mess, but if you're only on the audio, you don't know that. And make sure to hit us with the subscription on there.
What's now it like to shave your face?
Pez hasn't shaved.
My face hasn't been clean shaven since 2012.
Oh my gosh.
And I walked out of the bathroom and my wife went, never again.
If you shaved your face, you would actually look like a different person.
I know. They'd be picking me up to take me to elementary school because I look like a child. Just a big fat child.
Like, does your dad watch or listen to Three Dads and a Console, young man?
Sure doesn't.
That voice you hear is Pez.
Good day, mates.
Good
How are we today?
We are. And
okay. All right.
That's where we go. And we're also joined by the Doobshmoob, Drew Johnson. Drew, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I feel like I've talked with Court about it for a while. And then, of course, it's the week he's not here that he's like, oh, you can go on now. So I guess he just didn't want to talk to me.
He bailed on you, much like Krejci bailed on the Bruins when he went back to the Czech Republic.
Is that how we're starting this podcast right now? I am not here for anybody's anti-Krejci takes. Okay?
I'm not. I just want America to do the right thing for once and figure out a way to extradite a Czech national.
Is Court our David Krejci? He's our consistent until one day he's just like, yeah, I'm done. I'm going home. Going across the border and I'm not coming back.
Pretty much.
See you schmucks in a year. Maybe.
Bye, Felicia. So we're talking Bruins. We're all Bruins guys, and that's actually how we met Drew. Drew, can you tell us a little bit about what you do as a content creator and give us a little bit of insight as to your background with gaming?
So right now, main focus is Brews And Bruins podcast. Me and my friends Chris Gear and Cam Hasbrook, we just drink beer and talk hockey. Might need the earmuffs for that one. But yeah, that's been a really fun project we've done the past year and a half. Started it as a joke and then it kind of took off, so that was fun. And then I do some Twitch streaming and some YouTube gaming videos, both of which are Doobshmoob. Actually, Waba helped me out last summer when I was like, I feel like almost everybody got into streaming for at least a little bit during the pandemic, during lockdown. So Waba helped me out a little bit with that too. So that was nice of you. I didn't get to like overtake you in the ratings or anything like that. I was hoping to just shoot past you in viewership, but
it's not tough. You didn't have to do much. Maybe one more stream and you would have done it. It's not one more stream, yeah. Excellent. So we want to kind of, now that we've introduced you as a creator, we want to get into your mind with games. So the first question that we have for you is, what was your first console and what was your favorite game on that console?
First console was a PS2 that I owned. The first console that I played was like a GameCube, and there was an N64. One of my best friends had like all of them because his dad was a gamer too. So he grew up probably with like 5 different consoles. So that was kind of when I was introduced to gaming, was going over his house when I was like 3 years old, 4 years old. But I forget what year it was, how old I was, but I got a PS2 finally. One of the first games I had on it was NHL 2K. I don't even know I don't even know if they had done any prior ones. It might have just been the NHL 2K. That's probably the most memorable one. Yeah, I played a lot of the hockey games, a lot of the NHL games, a lot of the sports games in general. If we're talking maybe off console, I mean, I played RuneScape as a kid. I guess that's some gaming right there. Really grew up on that too.
I think it counts for sure.
Well, it's the Three Dads and a Console podcast. I didn't know if we were allowed to.
Oh no, I am very much the PC guy in this.
Okay.
Yeah. Wab is being Wab is being indoctrinated by by Diablo 2 Resurrected. So he's coming over to the dark side. He's coming to the dark side.
Diablo's gonna turn me into like a mouth breathing Mountain Dew boy.
It's gonna be great.
I can't wait.
It's gonna be great. Are you gonna drink the alcoholic Mountain Dew that is eventually coming out?
That abomination is such a Zoomer idea that I kind of think I should make it a cheer goal.
You should.
'Cause it's unreal that they're like expecting somebody like unironically to put that into their body. What is it, like flaming hot Cheeto Mountain Dew? It's too many nouns.
It's insane. Just go, listen, parents, just go for the Baja Blast and tequila combo. Perfect. There you go. You're done. Little Baja Blast, little tequila. Feeling great. None
I mean,
of
if
this
you have
flaming
to
Cheeto
poison
Schmeeto.
yourself, there's other things. Like you
I'm
don't
just
have to
saying.
buy that.
No, you don't have to. I grew up in the era of Four Loko and I survived. I don't know if I can do it again.
So brave.
So, thank you. So stunning. So brave. Drew, favorite console of all time and favorite game of all time. Let's get into the good stuff.
Favorite. I'm just gonna say the Wii because I loved Wii Sports, and I also got Call of Duty World at War on that, and like played the campaign on that, and it was really cool because for one birthday, like an aunt or something gave me this Zelda game, and it had like the little gun setup thing. I guess if you're watching on YouTube, you can see. If not, you're in the dark. But so you could set it up like it was a gun, so it was actually really fun with that. It wasn't just me standing there with both hands trying to. I was actually kind of like holding a gun in that situation, so that was great. Never played another Call of Duty game on Wii ever again, or any other game. I think that was the peak. But probably really just the PlayStation consoles. Probably the PS3 was my favorite. Just in terms of memories of how many games I have played on that. And favorite game of all time. That's I'm gonna probably have to hop off the console again. I think Civ 4 was it? Yeah, Civ 4 was the one I played when I was younger. I had to borrow my mom's computer at that point.
Civ games, so addicting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you just sit down and 6 hours flashes by.
Yeah, I bought it on my Switch, Civ 6, and next thing I knew, it was like 3 a.m. And I'm like, I'm taking over, whatever, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta go to bed. What am I doing? And it's like, well, I think I can get through a couple days. Like London is almost, level 30, and I'm gonna get this, and then the sun is coming up, and it's not great.
I can't believe Call of Duty World at War just got a shout out on the
Dude.
Wii.
I love it. I can't believe it either.
Seriously, recommend it. Seriously,
I can't believe that was brought up.
I think one person has said like one of their favorite consoles of all time was the Wii, and I think they picked like Mario Galaxy. And we, unironically, have Call of Duty for the Wii. Let's freaking go. We're ready.
But that's like such a good, like the thing is like that's such a good game. I spent so much time playing on a PS3. It's got like Kiefer Sutherland. It's got Gary Oldman. Like it's actual like people, and they put it on the Wii, and that's how you experienced it.
Yeah.
And I feel like they did you a disservice because that game's so good. I actually, back when you couldn't get ringtones, I recorded the Gary Oldman war cry from the online one where they're like "Oora, oora." I thought it was so cool. So whenever I got a text, that's what played. And you played it on the Wii.
I had played it on other consoles too, but I owned it on Wii and going through the campaign and everything that way. And I was really good online, but probably because it was other like 12-year-olds like me. It wasn't like any grown-ups at that point playing on the Wii.
Don't diminish your accomplishments.
There's this cool 16 frames per second on that thing online.
Yeah.
Wow, I think this is the meanest Waba has been in all of our episodes.
Just
dumping on Call of Duty for the Wii.
I'm shocked. It's such a good answer. I didn't expect it, and I'm happy. I'm happy it brought up. And I know that there's one of those like a Blue Point, like some dev that helps port things, who's like just shaking his fist in the air, like hearing that get a call out. So that was an excellent answer. I'm proud of you, Doob.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna ask the Pez question. Give it to us straight. What is your unpopular gaming opinion? What would you say that would make everybody mad if you had to?
Ooh.
What you do?
Call of Duty on the Wii is good.
It's a definitive way to play Call of Duty.
Bring COD back to the Wii.
Warzone on Wii, please.
Warzone on Wii. I don't think it's the most unpopular opinion. But if there are Warzone players out there, they might not like it. But Apex Legends is so much better. So that'll be my diversifying. Kind of drawing a line in the sand there.
Initially,
I think I probably made some enemies there.
No, initially as the Call of Duty Warzone guy, I probably would have disagreed, but now it's like Hacker Central. It's a waste. It's a wasteland of Verdansk. And you're right, 100%. Apex is so much better. So much better.
I don't think it's just because of like the cheating on you see that a lot in Apex as well. I don't think as often. But also, I think there's just like a lot more to it. And I do like the kind of, I suppose, realism factor of warfare, where it's like you're an actual like person and, a couple shots kills you. So you have to be really, really tactical with all that. But I like Apex for its complexities with the different abilities, how you play as a character, all the lore, the backstories of all the characters is really cool. Yeah, and then every season a new update to a map and a new legend keeps it really fresh.
And it's got that Titanfall body, like skeleton, right? That movement.
Yeah.
And man, Titanfall, what a game. Titanfall and Titanfall 2 are such excellent games. People
Apex
slept on
is great.
Titanfall 2.
I actually tried to. Well, not I tried to play it. I ran out. I got it with like EA Play, and then NHL came out, so I beat like a first boss. But that game's sick. Like Apex is really good. I kind of fell out of love with it when they went to the new map, and I stopped playing. But very recently, I've started watching it again because I think it's very entertaining. I can't watch Warzone. To me, it's not my type of game. I don't love it. I'd probably just camp the whole time. But Apex, it's like it's always fast paced, and I feel like everybody has a chance. Where in Warzone, it's like there's a huge like divide between people who are good and people who are like trash like me.
And I think a huge difference between the two is a fight in Warzone can be really quick, like with another team. In Apex, it gets drawn out, and the maps are smaller, so you can kind of hear the shots from, a decent distance and make your way there. And all the legends have different abilities to get you there quicker. So all of a sudden, mid-fight, you got another team on you, and that's kind of like just the biggest bummer about the game is constantly like you can win 2 fights in a row, and then it's like, oh god, here comes another squad. And they just got lucky in that instance. But
Favorite Apex character? Both of you guys, go.
Pathfinder.
It's a good one.
It's my main.
I don't know if I played it enough to have one. Honestly. I probably maybe have 15, 20 hours in it.
Oh, I used to play all the time. I loved it.
I haven't played all the CODs on the Wii, but I know World at War was my favorite.
It's the best story, though. Tell you that much, definitively. Well, good. I think we. Pez, do you have another question, game related for his?
I don't.
Oh,
I don't.
All right. Well, it's been nice talking to you guys.
Yeah. No. See ya.
Thanks, guys. All right.
How about give me this since you're a Bruins guy. What's your unpopular Bruins opinion?
Tuukka Rask is good. Like
that's sad that that's an unpopular opinion.
It's probably 50-50.
Incredibly unpopular because people are stupid. That's why. God, don't turn this into a Tuukka Rask podcast.
No. I don't.
Because I love
agree
that
with
man
that.
so much. I would die for Tuukka Rask.
Just get a couple long drinks. For those of you for the uninitiated, Tuukka Rask is like a longtime goalie that's been very good, but he hasn't like won it all. And he basically said today, because he's like injured, he said, "I'll come back for the minimum and like all the Bud Light I can drink." Like, what a man of the people.
Yeah, imagine like sacrificing yourself to drink Bud Light so no one else has to. What a true hero.
A true keeper.
Yeah, for real. Like, you gotta love a guy that was basically like, yeah, I'm not chasing money. I love Boston. Ready to go. was like, oh
I'll
my
take
god,
a
come
lifetime
back.
supply of the cheapest beer.
Why wouldn't
Yeah.
he say like Sam Adams? Like they can actually get it done here. Went with Bud Light.
You know, the finish, man. Who knows? They're crazy people.
Norwegian death metal.
Good
Well,
stuff.
good. So that's a little bit about Doobshmoob, a little bit about Drew. So now we want to get into some of the main topics, and it is hockey related, but in a video game sense, and it's something that a franchise we all play and we all talk about a lot. NHL 22. So for those who don't know, NHL 22. We know it's coming out. That's not a surprise. But they did come out with a actual trailer, and there's a lot of new points. Much of which I'm familiar with, and I'll go into detail in a little bit. And the reason why I don't want to yet is because I was able to see some things ahead of time. But Doob, as our guest, tell us about what your thoughts are on some of the changes, what some of the changes are that caught your interest, and just overall first impressions.
I mean, I think my perspective is I don't have a next gen system, so I'm kind of looking at is what's it going to look like on PS4, which I feel like is just going to be a copy and paste, which is kind of like what they did when they switched to generations going into the PS4 as opposed to PS3. I know there's Xbox out there too, but it's just more simple for me to go 2, 3, 4 than 360 XS series. We don't know what we are. But I think in terms of going to next gen, they're really putting the graphics to test. They're kind of, and I think that's what EA has done with a lot of the sports games. The first year they go to the next generation is just seeing how good can we make this look? What's the power of this machine? How much can we put into it? So in those trailers, the graphics are stunning. Like they actually have a lot of player realism, which they did for kind of like the top stars, but nobody else. Like a 20-year-old rookie would look like he's like 35 in some of the player models in the past. But so I think the game's gonna look really good. I already think the game plays really good. Like even last year's, like I'm okay with the gameplay. I think it's more game modes that I'd really like to see expanded on. The Be a Pro, some more in-depth and franchise. The GM Connected, which everyone's been wanting for 10 years or whenever they took it out. So we'll see. I just kind of went on a tangent about the series, but
That's all right. Also, the fact that you think the gameplay is good, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I think that's a good unpopular opinion because you go to Twitter.
I think it's good. It's got to be the hardest sport to simulate, like in a video game. There's just so many little things, like in football, like in the Madden game, it can be like, oh, the ball deflected off someone's hand, and there's physics, and then next play. But in hockey, it's just constantly that. It's constantly deflections, constantly banking it off the boards, shots, rebounds, whatever. I think there's a lot that goes into it, and it gets a lot of crap. But and there are some definite things they need to fix. There's a lot of the glitch goals and all that always come out every year. Sometimes they can patch those, but yeah, I don't think they get enough credit in that department. I think they deserve the crap they get for other aspects of the game.
Fair first assessment. Pez, what are your thoughts on it?
I liked it. I mean, the trailer was cool. I think Frostbite's gonna look. I think it's gonna look good. I mean, it's made Madden, I think, look better. But my worry, you know what? I'm gonna stay positive first. I love the Superstar X Factors thing going on. I think that's pretty. I think it's fine. I think it's good it was finally introduced in Madden, right? I mean, in NHL, because we've seen it in Madden, we've seen it in FIFA. Like, it's time to kind of trickle those things down to we'll say the redheaded stepchild of EA Sports games. Like, let's be honest with us, right? Like, Madden's going to pull your numbers. FIFA is going to blow doors off, and then NHL is there. And NHL, I'm sure, we've never seen, like, figures of it. I'm sure, like, Hut does well in terms of getting money, but obviously the player base is smaller than Madden, which is way smaller than FIFA, so that's how the resources are going to go. So I liked seeing that stuff. I liked it was tough to tell in terms of like colors, right? How the colors look, because to me the trailer had kind of like a bluish feel to it, like a bluish tint, like a scary, like like the scary movies have when all of a sudden the white is like a light blue, because it was like a sizzle reel trailer, right? Like that's what we expected. We expected them to be like, look at Frostbite, look at everything it does, look at Austin Matthews under the light, and everyone's like, oh, he looks amazing. And it wasn't there to be like, this is what your gameplay looks like. This is what your skating looks like. It's like, this is what's going to happen. Look at Andrei Vasilevsky gumbying all over the crease, and everyone's like, oh, it's amazing. And it was cool, but I have my reservations when it comes to the NHL franchise because, like Drew said, I am worried that there are going to be important things missing that people want. And I'm not even talking like expanded modes. I know GM Connected's not going to be there, right? I know it's not going to be there because they would have said, hey, GM Connected's coming back. And then we all would have been like, rare W. That's what we would have tweeted, as Deke Slayer says, right? But give me, like, where's my roster share? Tell me it's in. It's not. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be in, but where is the roster share? Like, those things make the franchise, not maybe the game, but the franchise overall feel antiquated, right? FIFA has it, Madden has it, 2K has it, and they've had it since PS2 era. Like, these are things that they have had forever. One of the other things I'm worried about, and like Drew, I don't have a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, so I'm not running out October 10th to pick it up. Pre-order now. What I would be interested in is what someone says the first day they get it. This is amazing. It's hard to score. Watching poor Clappy's Twitter replies when people are like, I can't score. Scoring's too hard, blah, blah, blah. And then in a month and a half, it's patched down to the same stuff it is every year. Because that's how it feels to me as kind of was an insider who played it every year and then stopped at 18 and then played it at 20 and then bought 21 and played it for like 2 months. It was like, it feels the same, and then put it down. But that's where I sit with NHL because it's like a love-hate relationship. Like, I love hockey. I love the Bruins. You know, we all know, you know, I did the Days of Yore thing. I covered the Bruins. We blah, 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 blah. And I love it all. But when I play the game, I'm like, this doesn't feel like hockey to me. So my hope is Frostbite, graphically, it's going to look amazing. My hope is the physics. I'm probably going to be a little wonky year one, right? Because it's a new engine. So I would expect some weirdness, some clipping issues, maybe like, you know, the leg for some reason, like bends back so far it looks like it should break, but it doesn't. Like, these things happen. I mean, look at Madden now. Madden's had Frostbite for 3 years, and people are freaking missing hands, right? So who knows? Yeah, Waba. You're the NHL guy. You are, I would say, top 2 NHL streamers. Probably you and I'm gonna say it's you and Henrik. 1 and 2 right there. Maybe Gren. Maybe Gren's a distant third.
One thing about Gren is I match up against him more often than some of my skill levels should, and he tries the whole game, which is great. But I appreciate him letting me take the 11-2 loss. So shout out Gren.
It was very. I mean, I was there for that stream. It was very good of him to not put 25 goals on you.
Also, before GWC, he beat me with his GWC team, which is like nerfed because the overalls are lower and mine is all jacked up. So that was off stream, thank God. But NHL, so again, I played all the time. I'm, you know, part of the Game Changer program. And one thing I wanted to share about that is I actually had advanced access to view some of these things. So the trailer came out last Thursday. Tomorrow, on the 26th, we're recording on the 25th, there's a gameplay trailer. And myself and a lot of the Game Changers actually got to meet with Rammer and Kwong, who are 2 of like the lead designers on this project. So it was really cool, and they had a presentation. We got to see some of the gameplay early. I can talk about it all. I just couldn't capture anything. So I made like these garbage like MS Paint pictures of like what the things look like. But they said Frostbite, which is a huge deal for us. I know people are like, oh, Frostbite doesn't always work on sports. It's going to look great. It looks beautiful. The only change between PS4 and like PS5 are graphical. So the gameplay is going to play exactly the same, which is important.
Okay.
But PS5 is going to have things they said like dynamic lighting. So like the arenas are going to have lights where they should be instead of just every arena seeming the same. The faces aren't going to look like they're like, Walmart John Cena figures. And, it's going to like the cloth, like it looks different, the different stitching. And you might say like, well, that stuff doesn't matter. It's like, yeah, but it shows improvement. And that's what people want year to year. They have like AR.
It does matter because it's about immersion, right? When you play a sports game, it's about immersion. You don't want to be like, oh, I'm playing a sports game. You want to be like, oh man, like that shot felt like something I would see Brad Marchand do on the ice, right? So that stuff is important. And like when people complain about the way like jersey physics are, that's because they want realism. That's what we want as gamers. If we wanted arcade games, we would play like arcade. We would play NBA Jam and NFL Street and Wayne Gretzky 2-on-2, right?
NFL Blitz the League.
That's what it Blitz the League. What was the other one? Blitz the League, The Return? No.
Blitz the League 2. The best sports game out there.
Yeah, your favorite sports game. So like so some people may say it doesn't matter, but to the core, yeah, it does.
But something that Frostbite helps make is like, so they're doing Superstar, and I'm not going to go through every detail. If you want to hear all about the new changes, I'm plugging it. Go to my YouTube, and also there's a Q&A that we did with them where I wrote down every question and answer, and they were like super honest with us. Like someone actually flat out said, "Is their GM connected?" And they said no because we had other priorities we were focusing on. But we do hear you. We do know it's a priority. We just didn't have time to do it this year, especially with COVID. To me, great answer. If you like GM connected, like if you're not happy with that, like tough. But they're a superstar like X Factor, so it's something in other games. So what happens is if you're like Austin Matthews, I forget what it's called, but like if he does a deke and then shoots, it's actually different shooting animation, which is kind of cool. Vasilevsky's a contortionist, so like if it's within his like cone of like movement, he'll like make crazy saves. Like one was like him like spinning, you can't see it, and like grabbing it behind his back. Like that doesn't exist today. And like you want real like it's just people are worried that it's gonna be like like everyone's like, oh, it's gonna be NHL 15 because that was the first one on like the new consoles, whatever. It probably won't because they've had like 5 or 6 years to like learn and see and do. And the only big concern that I have, and this doesn't matter to your normal player, is the fact that PS5 can't play with PS4. They're different ecosystems, and Xbox New can't play with Xbox Old. So you technically have 4 platforms. In terms of player base, people go, oh, I'm not gonna be able to find a game. You will, because people don't care. We're in this like little like NHL Twitter bubble echo chamber about people that sweat over pixels. Normal people won't care. What will care is the esports scene. Because now you have to figure out what's the best console to play on, and does everybody who should be playing on that have an opportunity? And that's, I think, a big problem that they're going to need to figure out. And if not, I'm sure it will fix itself next year. But that's my little take. And again, if you're a new listener or like you really like NHL, youtube.com/WabblePlays, I have videos about it that had like the early look, and I'm only plugging because I'm not going into all that detail here. But that's just kind of my initial take.
Do you think, and I think I already know the answer, but I'm going to ask anyway. Do you think, since it's not a shared world, meaning like PS4 and PS5 can't play together, right? Which means your hut auction houses are going to be different. So now you also have a split player base, and now you also have split auction houses, right? Is there already like you as a PS4 who is going to be a PS5 NHL person? Are you already like, well, now who knows? Now maybe I have. It's either like fourth of the opportunity to get whatever, or is it like, oh, now I have less competition to get whatever, or both?
It's a little different because now like there's going to be obviously a smaller play base. I'm not saying like 5 people, but now they might have to tweak the reward tiers in certain things because instead of, let's say, I'm using simple numbers, 1,000 people, there's only 600. So getting top 700 is like default, and you see it in the summer when you play. The auction house is going to be super weird, and then you have to think about what happens when people get these new consoles around the holidays. Now, for Hut, that's like the ultimate team mode. You build a team, you buy packs. It's like a huge source of revenue for these types of games. If you have PS4 and you get a PS5, you can then move your team to PS5. However, it will only take the 20 players you have, so the forwards, the defenders, the coach, and the goalies. It will make them untradeable, and you can carry that over, and then it'll take your whole collection and all your coins and stuff, assign it a pack value, and give you packs. So now you're going to see PS4 is going to be a little weaker because now you have all these people leaving and you're injecting, I know they're untradeable players, but now you're going to bring in a player base that might have like cards that weren't in like the original market, quotes, and you're going to be having them have packs, and I'm assuming they're going to be untradeable. But it's just a weird dynamic that we haven't seen before because I can move my team PS4 and PS5 like I've done it. Like all you have to do is just get the new. Well, there's no PS5 version, so I'm playing PS4 and PS5. That's the only difference. But here it's an actual PS5 game, so you're adding new people with all their stuff into the new market, and it's going to be interesting to see how it behaves. Not a bad thing. It's interesting.
So Drew, are you a hut guy? Are you a franchise guy? What is your game mode of choice?
I really started getting into the games because of franchise mode. I've always loved that. In every sports game, I love just the ability to be the general manager, make trades, play as the team you kind of build and create. So I play a lot of that. I play some hut here and there. I go through like sprints with it. So I'll play hut hard for like 2 weeks, and then I just won't touch NHL for a long time, and then I'll come back and I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna play Be a Pro, which is basically just player lock, but but EASHL, I play a lot of club. That's something I just always go back to. I met these guys like in game in NHL 10. Like this guy just had his mic and was like, "Hey, what's up?" And I was like, "Hi." And now we've played club together for 10 years now. Just pretty crazy. Like he had like a girlfriend at the time, and now that's like his wife, and he has like a kid too. Like it's just it's strange. Like the people you meet on the internet who actually become friends. Like I got him on Instagram. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, club's the one I always go back to. Hut, not so much, because like I'll play it right off the bat, and then I feel like I can't keep up. Like with guys like Waba, who just like now they have like a stellar team. It's like I still have level 82 overalls on my lines. Like how am I ever gonna get to that without paying some money?
Well, to be fair, I get to give a few days early, and I usually start getting ready for the auction house drop at midnight. I usually have like between 150 and 300,000 coins banked just from playing. I'll play the challenges. So when it goes live, what I did last year, it's super fun. This is like nerd economics for things that don't matter. I bought every single Ryan Nugent Hopkins 82 because he was a decent value card. So I'd buy him for like under 1,000. I would flip him for like 3,000. I bought every single one on the market and I price locked it. And everybody like people started to figure out like that's what I was doing, so they could see me stream, and I was just stealing this player and price locking it, and that's how I made a buttload of coins, which I still have 500,000. So I guess who knows what does that even matter? I'll make a video in 2 years and buy that. Exactly. Well, what I'll do is I did this for NHL 15. I made a video looking back on my team, and UG sent me 100,000 coins on the game. No, I'm not gonna get banned for a 6-year-old game. And I just opened up packs in NHL 15.
Did you get any purples?
No, the best cards were like 92. Like they didn't even go, like they weren't like cool looking. Oh. It was so bad, and like everybody looks so young. It's like children. But what I hope to do is like in like 3 years, I'll go back to this game and I'll just buy a crap load of packs and just see what we get. And
pulls.
Yeah. But
so Drew, as a club guy, what do you hope they bring to eShow?
I mean, I think it's been pretty good. Like they'll add something to it every year, because that's another one of those like right after Hut, or maybe I probably after Hut. It's their biggest game mode. Does it even get them any microtransactions though? I guess you could buy hockey bags. I don't know if you can even do that.
I don't think so.
So it's just like the fun one. It's the popular one, so they put a little time and effort into that too. I don't really know what else, because I'd say like it would be cool if you could have like a whole team, like 18 skaters and 2 goalies, but I feel like no one's gonna like want to do that anyway. I don't want to play a game where I'm on the bench at like for 2/3 of the game. So no, I kind of like how it is, and as long as they keep doing, I feel like a lot of it's just like quality of life, like updates to it. And that was really cool where they added, I forget what year it was, but I guess it became the World of Chell, where there was all that outdoor stuff, the threes, which is the 1v1v1 mode. Yeah, they keep giving it little bells and whistles, and I think that's all it needs. I think other game modes certainly need more, but I think that's probably out of all of them where they've gotten it like 100% down right now.
I know they're adding X Factor to that mode, which is going to be really cool.
I was just gonna ask if that's
yeah. It makes it more customizable.
Yes.
Like, because right now it feels like everyone's got like a very similar player build. Like, if you're a sniper, there's probably like 5 different kinds of snipers that you can actually have and like be successful in the game. So it's going to be really cool to have that again, because they used to have it so you could just edit the individual attributes. Like, oh, I want my shooting to be better, I'll sacrifice my passing. Okay, I'll do that. So
yeah, there's going to be a little more like RPG like elements like that where you can spend your points. So like you said, each player, because there's a clear meta in what the best like archetypes are, is what they call them. So now you can kind of build it to like how you play. So you want this X factor, maybe you want to have like these skills and like dump like, you know, the path into that. So it's going to make it like a more experience. And if you're like really competitive, now you're going to want like good, there's no synergies, but I'm using the word in the actual sense, synergy between everybody's archetype. So I'm like, I don't play a lot of it because I suck. But I am interested to see like how people use it, especially like, you know, in the work like NHL Gamer does and all the, like the esports scene.
And before we move on, can I just say one thing? Put this goddamn game on PC already, will ya? I know it's not going to happen, right? But like the thought of me buying a $500 console, like it's not going to happen. And with Game Pass, like it's not going to happen, right? Because I get all these Xbox first party games. Today I was playing Psychonauts 2 on my computer, which by the way is like the biggest mind F of a game if you haven't played it yet. Like the first level, I was just like, did I take something? Am I not feeling well? What is happening? But it's a shame, and we can talk about this more. We'll segue into Madden. It is a shame when EA either A, doesn't put a game on PC, or B, they do what they did with Madden and they put a game on PC that is a last generation game, right? Mm-hmm. And what frustrates me is I'm gonna flex a little bit here. I have a PC that runs better than both. I would put it up with a PS5 and an Xbox Series X, and I don't get that game, right? And to then play to know that the PC version of Madden is an old generation one that doesn't even have animations from the console version of Madden 21 in it is frustrating. I don't know why EA Sports doesn't seem to care about the PC side of gaming, but it's very frustrating. And you know, I think that they're missing out big time. I get maybe why you wouldn't do it for NHL. It's not a huge player base in comparison to the rest. But why you wouldn't put a next-gen version of Madden on PC blows my mind. But now let's talk about
bring it
Madden.
to Wii.
Put Madden on the Wii.
Bring Shell to Wii.
I mean, played on Stadia. It's very...
It's like playing on the Wii.
Maybe you can get an emulator and play next-gen Madden.
Just EA, get it together. Let's talk about Madden. So Madden 22 came out, I think, like a week ago, right? And gentlemen, apparently it is a heap of garbage. It is so bad that EA is allowing refunds, right? They are getting cyberpunked. There are TikToks for all those parents out there that don't know what TikTok is. It is a Chinese app that steals all your information, but it has good 15-second to 3-minute videos that I enjoy watching in bed while I should be working or doing something productive.
The spiciest memes.
Oh, so good. But there are a lot of videos of Madden 22. I watched a linebacker on the Colts make an interception with a missing hand. I watched a quarterback for the Patriots. I might have been Mac Jones, but I don't know. Roll out to the right, disappear for a minute, come back, trip over the air, and then fumble into the end zone. Like, I've watched, the ball physics are incredibly bad. So A, have you guys played Madden this year? And if so, how is it? And then B, does this surprise you, knowing that it's one of EA Sports' biggest titles and it's their first venture into new generation? Question mark. Is it? It is, right? Is this their first like sports game on the PS5?
It is, because FIFA's not out yet.
Right.
So Madden comes out first, and then I think FIFA and NHL are like a few weeks apart.
Yeah.
So Drew, the guest, lay it on.
I played 1 quarter of Madden 22 and then I uninstalled the game. I didn't buy it. I got like the EA Play thing so I could play for free. I was like, yeah, why not? I'll try this. And I was like, holy cow, it's bad. It's borderline unplayable. Like, it just pass the ball and you're gonna be fine. You're gonna get a touchdown every single drive. You can't defend against the pass. It's like they completely forgot in the defense perspective. Like, I even watched a video after. I was like, why am I not able to defend against this or anything? The AI like gets stuck to different receivers and they get the wrong assignments and they leave certain parts of the field wide open. So if you do like, I think it's the slants or the crossing routes, like completely uncoverable. The AI just can't handle it and it completely breaks the game. It was awful. And otherwise, I'm playing on a PS4, but it doesn't look any different than the other ones. I know next gen gets all that stuff, but it doesn't even feel any different. It feels like there were like no updates to it at all. And so then with EA Play, since Madden 22 came out, Madden 21 is now free. So I just downloaded that and I've been playing franchise mode and having a good time, because even if it's not great, it's a complete game. I can play defense and it'll be fine. Like, that issue, I'm sure 22, they'd get a patch down the line and work itself out. But I feel bad for like people who were really wanting to play it off launch and, just like really dedicated fans of that series, like I am and Waba is, and as you are too, of the NHL series. Well, I think Waba probably most of all on the NHL series. But yeah, to just the day you download it and get to play it, it's virtually unplayable. That sucks.
Yeah, apparently, especially in 22, zone defense is broken.
Yeah,
it's like I'm trying to make it hockey terms, and I don't even think I can. It's like if you go to like if the offense dumps the puck and your defender goes to get it and then just stops like before he hits the red line, under the goalie trapezoid, and lets the offensive forward like pick up the puck and just shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous. Waba, your thoughts?
So, disclosure, I have not played this game yet. However, I do have a code. I think it's actually installed on my machine. And it's just because I don't play
PS5 code or PS4 code?
I think I got a PS5 code. I mean, I'm gonna not to plug my thing. I'm gonna be making a video on it.
I'm just wondering.
I don't know.
I'm only wondering because of the franchise differences, like the franchise mode differences. Between
I'm actually not sure. I just know I got a PlayStation 1, so I guess I'll find out.
I did a little bit of the franchise mode, and the 1 quarter I played was in the franchise mode. And the franchise menu and everything, they edited it, and the scouting, it's so hard to navigate. The menu is so bad. Oh, absolutely horrible. The franchise menu, anyway. I think the main menu has been the same for however long now, but the franchise menu is so difficult to navigate. I couldn't really find what to do, so then I finally just hopped in a game and hated it and uninstalled it. But
I saw a screenshot of I think like an online menu, and it looked confusing. Someone was highlighting the fact that there's like an esports category, which I thought was cool, but everything just looks like you can't tell like what you're selecting on. And I said, this is confusing. And someone like in the comments gave me gruff. He's like, what's confusing? It's esports. It's great. I'm like, no. Visually, this doesn't make sense to me. So I haven't played the game yet. I'm only going off what I've seen. And I typically when I play, I don't play online or people because I suck. But I usually play like the single player mode. I don't know if there's one in this one. I haven't heard a lot about it. I know they made a big deal about it last year. There is.
Yeah, it's a continuation of the one last year.
So I have to play the one last year? I have to
no,
finish
no,
it?
No. You don't have
my
to.
god.
You don't have to. It's like It's like I forget what it's called. Basically, it's like
Based
a
on
be
the
a pro.
franchise.
Yeah.
Based
Basically,
on
it's like
the
a be a
franchise,
pro.
yeah.
You play a
I
couple
didn't
college games.
get out of college.
You play a couple college games, and then you get drafted, and then it's like a mix of like the NHL version and the 2K version with the cutscenes, and you make your choices, and
Okay.
then once you go into year 2, like all that goes away, and it's just regular Madden.
Because I thought it was great. The story was like mad crazy. Like last year, you were like stealing the spot from someone, and he's like my character's like, you don't got the heart. He's like, actually, my heart's giving out. Like I can't play sports. I'm like, wait. This is like you're not like making a dig at like you were making a dig at him, and he's like, yeah, I have like heart issues. Like, okay. Oh yeah, Snoop Dogg was also in it.
Here's the most important question: what college did you pick?
I think I picked Clemson because my buddy's a Clemson fan. I don't know anything about college sports.
All right, I'll allow
It
it.
was between that or the Ducks because I like green.
I was expecting if I had to target you as a college football fan, I would have said Ohio State.
Why? Because they're red.
Drew,
That's
are you
me.
an Ohio State fan?
Yeah.
Oh man, I was
For no other reason than my
1 for
my
2.
dad's friend is like went to Ohio State and his son went to Ohio State, so they invited him out for like a game one time. We were never like we'd be like, yeah, Boston College, sure, and their amazing football team. But yeah, so he became a Ohio State bandwagoner, and then I was like, yeah, sure. Well, I don't know who else I'm gonna root for. I wasn't that invested, but
Are they the
Oh,
Sooners?
OSU, huh?
No.
Are they the
no.
Sooners? What's a Sooner?
Wait. It's that stupid movie. Nope, that's
Uh,
Hoosiers. I don't know.
I don't know. No,
Is
not
that the-
Hoosiers. Sooner. There's a team called whatever.
Yeah, is that
Maybe
Ohio
is that
State's the
even right
Buckeyes.
sport?
North Dakota? I don't know.
Oklahoma Sooner. Okay, so I'm not
There
even
you go.
because it
You were
has an O,
close.
so I thought Ohio.
You were close.
I don't know. I don't understand college football. Why is BC not in this game? Aren't they good? Doesn't
No.
every lineman come out of there? They're not good.
No.
No, they're
No,
not
not
good at all.
Were they good 10 years ago?
No. They were good
I
about.
don't know.
What year is
Were
it?
they good
20,
15 years
21?
ago?
They were good
They were
about
really-
20 years ago when Matt Ryan
They're
was
really
the
good
quarterback.
for like one play and where Doug Flutie threw that Hail
So you
Mary.
have Doug
That's
Flutie.
really-
You have Doug Flutie throwing the Hail Mary against Miami in like 1985, right? Both of you probably weren't alive. I was 2 years old.
So you remember that play very well.
I was there. I was in Miami. I was there. It was me, Dan Marino, and The Rock hanging out in the suite watching.
Courtside seats.
Yep.
At
And
the
Court
football game.
was our chaperone because he was like 10.
Courtside.
And then there was the Matt Ryan years when they were like good. This is like 2003, 4. They were like actually good, like ranked like second, third in the country. And then it was just downhill. He went to he got drafted by Atlanta, and it was goodbye. Good night, Irene.
I mean, his career didn't get better from there. No. Specifically that
Almost
1 year.
did. Almost did.
It almost
But-
did.
Yeah, no. So I mean, kind of getting back to Matt. Obviously, I'm not. I know. I watch football. I don't know college football, as you guys have all learned.
Fine.
But I saw this one video where someone threw a deep ball and he was stoked because the guy was going. He switched to being able to like be the receiver. Clear line, goes to catch the ball. The AI receiver goes and follows the receiver so closely that the ball doinks off the back of that guy's head and falls into the hands of the opponent, who then proceeds to run it back for a touchdown. Why? Like you do not have these routes are run. You can see the play. There's no route aside from maybe a Hail Mary where they're just chilling. Why would you have two people like that? It makes no sense. And why wouldn't he get out of the way? Get the
It's
F
a
out of the
mess.
way. So
a mess.
it's discouraging to me to see that because I know so many people care about it. I think that Madden championship, like the EA Esport they do for Madden championship
Yep.
series, very good. Very well put together. The competitors, super nice. Like I've reached out to some for some other things. Very, very like nice folks. I think they do an excellent job with that. They've already announced like 4 or 5 different tournaments that are going to be happening this year with like overall prize pools like over $1 million, which is like huge. So to see the game not matching up with the expectations, when they've put all this work into like building the scene, that's definitely worrying. So like Drew said, I know, they'll probably patch all this and it'll be fine. But For initial launch, for folks like you who get it for the EA Play trial and you play it and you're like, I'm good, I'm just gonna play last year. Like, that's not what they want. That's not how you
not
get
at
players to
all.
continue.
No.
It's like for the person who's gonna download it for EA Play and play it and be like, this game sucks. I'm just gonna play last year's for free. Or you have someone like me who was gonna download it and I'm like, oh wait, I'm playing a game that's like 2 years old. I'm not gonna waste my time. And then you have the creators who have built their brand over Madden, and then they go to play the newest one, and it stinks, right? But so they either have to move on, which they're not going to do, or play a game that stinks, which is what they're going to do, and have a miserable time with it. Like, it would be like if NHL 22 comes out and sticks are broken, right? And Waba, that's what you do, right? You play NHL, so then you're stuck playing a game that fundamentally doesn't work, and you're just like, this is horrible. I don't want to do this, but your people are there to watch you, play NHL or Diablo, which we'll be playing in September. September 23rd, everyone be there. Twitch.tv/Waba Plays. Woo!
I took work off for that. I know I talked about it last week.
I think I'm
going
gonna
to take work off for NHL.
I think I'm gonna take that day off too.
So, like, seriously, I'm trying to get a posse together of people. I'm like even shout out Dean15 all the way in the UK. He hasn't streamed in a minute, and I'm like, dude, I'm playing this. Zambi Source, he might have a kid then. I'm like, guess what, dude? Paternity leave, great. Don't tell your wife.
You better get one of those Steam Deck dev kits so you can play it at the hospital.
Yeah, I'm like the keys. I'm like, dude, I'm taking that day off. You're in. He's like, the kid might be born then. I'm like, great, you'll have a lot of time.
True,
but I get what you mean, and it is tough for the content creators. There was a NHL, I don't know which one, but like I was like actually super discouraged in the beginning. It might have been before I was streaming, but so maybe like 16 or 17, where I was like, I'm not good at this. Like, it's not fun. And I just stopped playing. I took that week off and I played something else. But slowly, like the more you play and stuff like that, you realize like there's definitely a curve before you hit like your power spike is what I call it. Because you have to get like good players and stuff like that. I'm not used to playing versus where people are slow. But for Madden, it seems like it's not a matter of your team or the attributes of the players. It's like things aren't working. The fact that, like you said, someone just clipped and disappeared and fumbled, like that's not acceptable out of a AAA title, and it's unfortunate. And I know people have their own challenges, and there was the COVID year. Like, I don't want to diminish maybe some of the challenges that they had to face. And also going to having to produce for a true next gen. That leap is so big from the PS5 to the PS4, but yeah, and you can't delay this. It's not like it's a Halo that you can delay for 4 years and people are going to be stoked about it. Like, this thing has to come out. Like, there's no, we'll just release it in a month. It has to come out now. So that's also like that time restraint too is definitely there. So I don't really think there's I don't have an end point. These are just kind of observations of some of the challenges that go into it, especially with an annual franchise. And I think we're seeing it now. But hopefully they do the patch thing and all that fun stuff. So our last thing that we want to talk about is just, what are you playing? We haven't done this in a few weeks. Court's not playing anything because his Wi-Fi on vacation apparently stinks. Which is good that he got that backbone shout at Court. Hope you're having fun. But dude, that came out more sarcastic than I meant it. I authentically meant it, but the way I said it did not seem genuine. I know, right? It's vacation without us that he deserves anyway.
See, this is why I brought my Switch on vacation.
Do you think he's taking a vacation from us and not just from work?
I would.
He's like, I just don't want to be there Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably not even on vacation. He's like sending pictures of. He's taking a picture of like a mountain-esque picture on his monitor, and then sending it to people on Twitter. So we're like, oh, Court's on vacation, but he's just home.
He's got that crisp new monitor now. He's just trying it out.
That's true. Got that Dolby Atmos.
But dude, what are you playing now? When you have time?
Apex Legends, I play a decent amount. I started playing Humankind, this game that came out on the computer. And it's kind of like a Civ. I would say that's the comparable. I don't know if either of you guys have heard of it or played it at all.
I've heard of it. It's on Game Pass. I haven't downloaded it yet.
Sam, heard of it. Looks cool.
I recommend it, yeah, because I mean the easy comparable is Civ because it's a 4X game. It's exactly that as the base of it. You create a civilization, you create a nation, and go through history with them. but takes a different approach. I think it's really cool. It's pretty unique. Like you don't just like pick a culture at the very beginning. Like I am now the Romans the entire game. You can be like, all right, in the beginning I'm this culture, and then I'm gonna be French in the next stage, and then I'm gonna be Swedish, and then I'm gonna be Turkish, and it keeps building, which is kind of cool. You get to switch it around. And you start instead of just having a settler and settling a city like you do in Civ, there's this whole age where you're just a tribe and going around and stuff. So it has some differences. It's not 100% polished. There is a lot of balancing issues, and that was the main flack it got on launch. And people are also like, well, this isn't Civ. And it's like, yeah, go play Civ if you want to play Civ.
Yes,
this
there's
isn't
a game
it.
called Civ 6.
It's similar, but this isn't it. So I really like it, though. I don't think it's... I mean, I'll see. They have been, it's been out for like a week now, a little over a week, and there have been a couple patches where like actual like good changes that have come, not just like, oh yeah, this bug is gone. It's like they're actually adding content already. So it's promising. I don't know if I don't think it's just going to become like a classic like Civ is, where you're just like, yeah, I'm going to sit down for 8 hours now. But I think it's worth trying. If you're into Civ and you're into those kind of games, I recommend it. It's a cool approach to it.
Man, that company's pumping games out now. So Humankind came out. They just announced Marvel. What was that game? Midnight Suns?
Midnight Sun.
So Midnight Suns is Marvel's. God. So it's made by Firaxis, who made Civ and XCOM. So it's like Marvel's version of an XCOM game. Which sounds dope.
It's gonna be sick, and we'll talk about it more next week. But like, so my wife's a big Marvel fan. I showed her that. She watched it 3 times, and she points to a character in it, and she goes, "That's Magic," and she's like, "I have to see if anybody else figured that out." Magic is someone Rasputin? It's Colossus's sister, and I'm like, she knows so much about X-Men. She's like, "Oh yeah, he's learning the X-Men." I'm like, that game looks so cool. I didn't think I was gonna be excited about something today like that. Anyway,
there you go.
Pez, what are you playing?
Well, Drew, is that all you're playing before Waba just didn't let you carry on?
I mean, so rudely interrupted me. Well, I got a Switch recently, so I got Animal Crossing with that.
Ooh, get ready to put 500 hours on Switch.
The night, the night I got it, I also was like looking on the store, and they had all these deals. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna download Lego Harry Potter. So I got that for $15, which I thought, you know what, I'm moving into a new apartment soon. I know friends in the area, so gonna be hanging out. That'll be cool. I started playing it single player, laying in my bed at like 2 a.m. I was like, all right, fine. I'm just gonna hop into it now. Lego Harry Potter. The first cutscene starts, and I see Dumbledore, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. What am I doing? I'm gonna sleep. And so I just uninstalled it. But it will be installed. No. It will be reinstalled and played multiplayer the way Lego games were supposed to be played, co-op.
Have you played Pokemon Unite?
I have not yet. I've been told a lot of very good things about it, but I have not tried it yet.
If you like MOBA, I don't like MOBAs, and I think it's a good game. So take that for what it's worth, which is probably nothing. Plus, the best Pokemon on September 1st coming in hot, Blastoise. What, Waba? Say something.
What is Pokemon doing? Remember when it just used to come out and it was just a cartridge and you just played that cartridge? What do you mean Pokemon Blastoise?
No. So Pokemon Unite is, do you know about this game, Waba? It is a MOBA where it's 6v6, right? So it's like Pokemon PvP, where like the 3 of us would choose our Pokemon, and the goal is to destroy the other Pokemon, take their like energy orbs and dump them into a goal. So they periodically release their Pokemon. So Blastoise, Squirtle, Wartortle, Blastoise is being released in the game on September 1st because Squirtle is the best starter. And I don't want to hear anything else about it.
So is this like League of Legends but with Pokemon?
Yes, 100%. That's exactly what it is.
I don't hate it.
It's actually pretty fun. Like I said,
I don't hate it.
Like I said, I'm not a MOBA guy or a really big Pokemon guy, but instead of like your 40-minute league matches, it's 10 minutes. It's a 10-minute timer. You have your defenders and your ranged attacks and your whatever. And I found it's good to pick up for 20 minutes, 25 minutes, play around it. And then I'm like, okay, I'm done. And never pick it up for 3 weeks and you don't miss anything, because it's not one of those games where like you have to get super sweaty to like enjoy. Maybe you do. I don't know. I don't know what the 9-year-olds are playing these days. Maybe they are getting super sweaty on Unite. I have no idea. So anyway, that is my Pokemon Unite rant. Not even a game on my what are you playing list because I've stopped playing it.
Man's got opinions. Love it.
Playing Splitgate, which is dope. If you guys like shooting, if you guys like first person arena shooters, download Splitgate. It's free. It's an open beta. They just announced at Gamescom today, season 0, which is going to be their first season. I don't know. It looks like they're adding Capture the Flag, though, which is dope. It's going to be a great holdover until December 8th when Halo Infinite drops. Playing Monster Hunter Stories 2 both on Switch and PC. PC is the Twitch stream. Switch is the bed stream. That's pretty much it. I haven't really been playing any games lately. Like I'll dabble in like Sea of Thieves. I'm just gonna pull up here. Yeah, that's really it. A little bit of Hunt Showdown on PC. That's it. Waba.
Shocker, I've been playing NHL, but I've been doing franchise mode to try to win a cup. And we just drafted somebody at 31st overall in the first round because his last name was McMuffin. Has helped. Do people bullied me? They're like, you have to pick McMuffin.
We did. Chat bullied Waba hardcore.
He's really good though. He's an elite prospect, which is crazy for that like low in the first round. So I'm still trying to win. I'm not very good at that mode, but it's fun to watch. I hope, or it's fun to play for me. I don't care about whatever. You guys watch if you want. And I played Diablo 2, the open beta that was out. My Waba is still banned because I think it's a swear. I'm actually not happy about that. I also played a little bit of Hearthstone Battlegrounds the other day. I watch it a lot. It's probably the game I watch the most. So I watch like really good players, and then so these players I watch, their rank are like 12 to 14,000. Because I haven't played in a while, my rank was 500. So I bodied these idiots because these are
people
like
that just downloaded it and just getting destroyed.
They're either Smurf accounts, which they weren't, or they're new. And I'm just like, I demolished 2 people and I took screenshots. I put it on Twitter. I was so proud. And the last thing I'm playing, I can't talk to you about for a few
let's
weeks.
go.
So
get wrecked, nerds.
It's not the game you guys are thinking of. I'll tell you that. But
I wasn't thinking of any game. So
I wasn't either. I was like NHL 22.
No, it's a different one. But we'll be able to talk about it in a future episode. So look forward to it.
Also, if you would like to hear Waba's impressions on the Diablo 2 beta, check out our YouTube channel where you can watch that exclusively.
Or just listen to what I like a few bits ago.
That's true.
No,
well,
you can watch it exclusively. Is it like it expires after 1 view, so only one person? It's like first come, first serve. Only one person can watch that video.
The Inspector Gadget message where it explodes after one view.
So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe
before it's gone forever. Limited edition Waba video.
Whoa. But that's going to wrap up this episode of 3 Dads and a Console. Again, we want to thank the Doobshmoob, Drew Johnson. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
If folks want to find you and your antics when you're not hanging out with us talking video games, where can they find you?
Twitter, @Doobshmoob. If you don't have Twitter, I'm not giving you my Facebook or Instagram or anything like that. So LinkedIn, you can search Drew Johnson. It's a very common name, so good luck.
Where can they find the podcast?
YouTube. Podcast @Brews and Bruins on Twitter, @Brews and Bruins on Instagram, Brews and Bruins on Spotify, and not iTunes. That was a thing, but I think it's Apple Podcasts now. I feel like I should have just known that having a podcast, but yeah, just find us that way. If you like beer, if you like Bruins, if you like none of the above, and just want to hear some drunk idiots ramble, then go for it.
Highly recommended.
Yeah, a very good podcast. Not just saying that because you're on. We both listen.
Yep.
Oh, thank you.
And folks, again, thank you for joining us. Please rate and comment and subscribe on your podcast platform of choice. Please check us out on YouTube. Subscribe. It's totally free. We're trying to hit that 100 so we get that vanity link. We also have a store. You have to join. Oh god, to get to our store, you have to join our Discord. That's too many steps. We'll figure out a way to get it to you. And yeah, we will make sure to see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.